Ladies and gentlemen, before we hop into this video, I wanted to let you know I had 473 frames drop throughout the duration of the video, and I did not want to spend another 20 minutes reading. Also, because it is 20 minutes of reading, I will put in the description timestamps of each character and gun change coming in Apex tomorrow on June 23rd. So if you have a specific character you're hoping to see, click the timestamp in the description below. Without further ado, let's see what's coming tomorrow. What's going on, guys? Apex with Alex here. Today I wanted to take some time to review the patch notes for everybody. In addition to kind of reviewing some of the community responses. So let's get into it. I'm going to skip through these first couple changes here with the Armed and Dangerous Evolve limited time mode, the mobile respawn beacons, and Crypto's town takeover. Reason being, talked about them extensively in my previous video. However, I did want to note one thing with Crypto's town takeover. He will be able to see the location of all legends on the map, it says right here, using the tech. So that will be interesting to see how that plays into gameplay and how it will work in general. I also showed a little bit about Mirage's heirloom in that last video. I will link that video in the description if you are at all interested. So let's get into the changes here. In that video, you will see me talk about how excited I am for the Lifeline buff. Unfortunately, we find out here that it may almost be a nerf, and the reason is that her new combat revive replaces the combat medic passive, while she'll be able to put down a drone to reheal her, or revive rather, her teammates, as well as possibly reviving two teammates at once. It replaces her fast heal. Personally, I took a lot of damage. I talk about that in my first video I made. Check it out. And so the repositioning aspect of Lifeline was she's able to heal up fast. So I'd deal a lot of damage, but I'd take a lot of damage. So I would counteract that by being able to heal up fast. That's gone. I'm fine. Her tactical cooldown is now 45 seconds, reduced from 60. Her Lifeline care packages contain more items when they choose to. It will contain 3 times more healing items and 2 times more attachments. Octan's tactical. Upon activation, Octane's stim will now remove movement impairing effects. I remember this being a huge struggle for me in Season 1. I'd go to slide around the corner, and rather than sliding, I'd just slow down because I was getting shot by those movement impairing effects, and I'd just kind of slide in one spot and get melted. His dim speed now is increased by another 10%, so this man's going to be flying around the map like an absolute madman. It'll be kind of funny to see this man just skirting. Octane's ultimate now allows double jumps in mid-air after using Octane's launch pad, and you will be able to change direction with those double jumps. So this will also, it has a possibility to honestly be kind of like a Q out type of situation. If you've taken too much damage, you can throw his jump pad down, jump, and double jump. And while it's kind of easy to hit your shots on that predictive arc, I guess you could say, it might be interesting to see how that changes now that you can jump once, jump twice, and change directions. So it'll be interesting and cool to see. The adrenaline junkie gets more junkied. I'm funny. Revenant. Revenant's tactical will now cancel Pathfinder mid-grapple. Pathfinder mains sad. His tactical will also cancel Wraith mid-phase walk attempt before phase walk activates, and we'll kind of see what that means when we look at race changes. Words are hard. Tactical will now prevent Mirage cloaked revives, Mirage decoy control activation, as well as lifeline combat revives. There was a cool little trend of people bringing awareness to Mirage cloaked revives being countered by Crypto. If you heard them, you could shoot in his direction, and it would flash where they were. But now he's just going to be out there, exposed. Back when I was a lifeline main, I'd kind of laugh when I was reviving or healing, and Revenant would shoot me and nothing would happen. But now it's just all for naught and worthless. Purpose none. His ultimate now, this is huge, absolutely huge. There's no range on the death totem, so you can put that totem down in artillery, push a team in salvage, and if you get knocked, you just head back to artillery. Yeah, so I actually think this is a huge buff to Revenant, and I might very well start playing with Revenant because I really saw his viability in ranked as far as having 3 good players on a team, being able to push, deal damage, reset ideally together, and then push again. It was really putting teams at an advantage, and we started trying to implement that in our own gameplay. So I think this is a huge buff, seriously, for Revenant. Looking at Crypto, a few small changes. His deploy time on his drone is reduced by a second. When I would use Crypto, I'd kind of take that 2.5 seconds to throw it up and finish positioning where I wanted to call that drone in. Now that'll take a second less. And his EMP will also disable Watson pylons. Moving on to Loba, her tactical, burglar's best friend. It's not an easy word to say. Will no longer be incepted by Watson pylons. It's interesting. I don't know if this will be very useful because if you are to throw it in on a team that's completely set up, you're kind of screwed in there. You're gonna look like a Wraith main who portals through Caustic gas into 3 full people. I don't speak from experience, of course. Her black market boutique will only pick up 1 stack of ammo rather than picking up a stack plus filling the lowest stack you have. So just a little less ammo. And her accelerant will give you 20% boost rather than 17.5. And to be honest, I didn't know anybody besides Watson was affected differently from the ultimate accelerants, but the more you know, right? Amen. Mirage, the trickster. You can hold the tactical button and release to auto-cancel decoys. Cool. Decoys will also say lines when shot. I think this is funny because Mirage has the best lines, honestly. He has a lot of funny ones. He does not have my favorite one. My favorite one is Pathfinder. When he says, "I work hard for the money," it makes me laugh every time. Anyway, moving forward, his passive now, when cloaked Mirage Halo emitters will be visible to players that are less than 5 meters away. I just always shoot right at all of the decoys when they come out, and then you can see which one takes damage and problem solved. Dude's a weirdo, sorry. I like this change though. It decoys for the whole team. I think this has a small effect on ranked gameplay, honestly, and even regular games. When you're landing, a lot of teams will look to see where other teams are landing and pick where they choose to land accordingly. And so maybe you're a team that likes to contest one team, but you won't do or contest 2 teams. Well, it might be easy to kind of realize that it is a Mirage decoy. It could just be that split second that makes the difference early game. So it'll be cool to see if that is used at all. Gibraltar, it looks like his fast heal within his dome shield is reduced by 10%. Accordingly, my guess would be to lifelines changes. I know a lot of Pathfinder mains were sad when his grapple was increased, but that change, in my opinion, was made according to Loba's bracelet because they're similar abilities. And so they kind of they have to balance each other out to not make one just useless. I don't like Gibraltar. Caustic's barrels, just one quick change, are able to be shot and destroyed before they're fully inflated. So this might be helpful if a Caustic's panic throwing those down and you just bop them. Watson. The intent of these changes is to create openings where enemies can breach Watson positions, says Apex. It is still possible for Watson players to hold a position with a trophy indefinitely, but that should not come at the cost of using ultimate accelerants. Her pylons now last for 90 seconds and 90 seconds only. Get used to it, campers. Watson can now have up to 3 pylons out at one time. So that is 1, 2, 3. 270 seconds of total pylon time if spaced accordingly. But then none of them would be out at the same time. Anyways, she can also stack 2 accelerants per 1 inventory slot. And I think this is the start of the different inventory space based on the specific characters. I think this is a change that we'll continue to see moving forward. Moving on to Wraith. With Wraith, they as in Apex, stays true to wanting her to be a character that is used to reposition in scout teams rather than getting out of jail free. And I can personally say I main Wraith for the first 4 seasons. Got about 10k kills with her, and I almost exclusively used her phase as a get out of jail free card. And as I started switching to new characters, I really screwed myself over doing that, but I'm starting to adapt more, a lot more slowly than others and a lot more slowly than I may like. Her phase walk now takes 1.25 seconds to enter rather than 0.4 seconds. This is a really big change because I struggled with the change from 0.1, 0.2, what it was before 0.4. I really struggled with it, like I said. So now 1.25 seconds is going to be, it's just a game changer. When she is entering into her phase, for that 1.25 seconds, she's going to be slowed down by 20% as well. So it really puts a complete kibosh to pushing a full team and then just getting out, which holds true to their purpose for Wraith. But at the same time, I know when I play Wraith, if I would push a Gibby head on in a building, my automatic response was just Q out, get out, because it wasn't something I was going to win. He's 15% plus 50 more health. It's numbers. So don't. More so, while in phase walk, Wraith will get a 30% speed boost. So once that 1.25 seconds has surpassed and you are in the phase, you will move 30% faster. And you will also be able to see players, which holds true to the repositioning aspect of these changes. Her phase walk is extended for a second, so you have 4 seconds now. And while you're portaling, I forgot where I was, sorry. While in phase walk, Wraith can now see other players in the void. Last 4 seconds. The time's reduced 25 to 35. Oh no, I was making stuff up. Her phase tunnel distance decreased by 25%. We're just going to move on. Tell me what you think about Wraith. I can't tell you because I'm still sad. Looking at the changes to weapon and loot. Plural weapons. Anyways. Ziplines. Ziplines have a cooldown now when you re-grapple ziplines without touching the ground. The cooldown will increase each time a player disconnects and re-grabs grabs the zipline, and once you touch the ground, that time will reset. So the intention here, would, at least in my opinion, is that you have to strategically bounce on that zipline depending on how much time is added to that. So you can't just hop, 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 hop across the whole thing, but rather you have 1 or 2 chances to dodge those bullets before you're forced to drop. Havoc. Everybody clap. I've died so many times where I just honestly can say there's nothing I could have done about it. They added a lot, they say, of horizontal recoil to the initial shot. I mean, a good player is going to be able to practice that recoil, and it's going to be they're going to be able to still use it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's nice that, not to be mean, but bots can't just pick it up and mount me, because it happened a lot. The other thing that I think is a good change too is they reduced the ammo size from 32 to 28. And I can say myself, I'd miss a lot of shots with the Havoc, and I'd still find myself with 23 more shots left to finish off the enemy. And then the Sentinel, they decreased the rechamber time, and the Disruptor Energize duration is increased to 2 full minutes now, so that's kind of cool. I like to try to quick scope here and there with it, and when I miss a shot, I kind of just call it GG's. Apologize to my teammates. The quality of life changes quick. You can ping a Caustic trap. There's a new health bar for when users are in Revenant shadow form, and map rotation times are now even between Kings Canyon and World Edge. News to me. I did not know that was a thing, but now I do. I'm going to scroll through these bug fixes here. If you want to read them, take the time, pause the video. I've had enough reading. It's like my job in this video is to read this, but whatever. Bug fixes. You're only mad about them when they happen to you. Alright guys, I'm gonna scroll on over here to Reddit, and we can take a little bit of time to see what people in the community have to say about this. In addition, let me know what your thoughts are. Some of your changes you're excited to see, and some of them that you might not be excited to see, because there are a lot of changes. Big Bad Raccoon. Oh, no, no, no. Big Bad Raccoon is excited they fixed an issue with You Got a Treasure Pack appearing after each match, and he is super happy he can finally sleep again. Jack 456123 is exclaiming that the fixed an audio issue with the survey beacons being too loud, and is thanking the Allfather. Red Zone is now asking all Pathfinder mains to please scan the beacons. It's not a lot to ask. Elongated Snail claims 386 Reddit points from saying care packages will now contain 2 times more attachments when it decides to spawn attachments. He's excited that he can now finally carry 3 sniper stocks. Blue Bomber affirms his reaction by saying, finally. Sarcasm? I don't know. Claiming the prize of 584 internet points is True Till Dead says, this is insane, so many meta changes. Topmare responds by saying he's just thankful that the Havoc has been nerfed. Apparently, a lot less skilled players have also been killing him too. Duke Best Pathfinder is interested to see how comp teams handle this. The change to Watson and Wraith are pretty big. Maybe now we'll see more comp games that are less camper fest and more RNG. I think that's a good point, because if you watched a team like TSM, they pride themselves on positioning. Positioning wins them games, and they hold their position with Watson. And so it will be interesting to see how these changes. They're smart. They're really good at the game, so I'm sure they'll be able to utilize the changes accordingly and figure it out. Alright guys, I just want to say thank you quick for stopping by watching the video. If you like the content, please feel free to subscribe. You can also head on over to my Twitch. I'll put a link to that in the description, and follow me. I try to stream every day. It's really good content. I'm not that funny, but the people I play with are funny, and every once in a while I'll have a good game. So feel free to come over, interact, say hello. As always, guys, thank you, like I said, and have a great, 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 great day.